So this is just going to be more of a different kind of video, but something that I have definitely been thinking about recently has been the difference between solitude and isolation. So there's a fine line between solitude and isolation. At 28 years old, I'm still trying to figure out what that is specifically. I can't speak for everyone, but the past 10 years has absolutely flown. Over that time, I've done a lot of work on myself to the point now where I try and present myself as respectable, stable, and as honest as I can be. I communicate in a way that I know how based off my environment. Whether it's the right way or wrong way of communicating is not up for me to decide. Albeit sometimes the words do try and come out all at the same time. We live in an interconnected world where we've got access to these little devices that enable us to communicate with whoever we want, wherever we want. But in the same breath, I feel it's very common nowadays for people to have little or no contact with anyone. So speaking for myself, I've been single throughout my 20s. Some people might say it's unlucky, some people might say it's unfortunate, some people might say I'm a twat. I've only had one relationship, and I'm definitely not here to give relationship advice. But I believe the relationship ended because I lost myself in that relationship, and I tried to make that relationship my entire life. At the time, you think, oh, I'm going to try and make this person happy, I'm going to look after him. But in reality, you lose yourself. And in turn, I lost whatever form of identity I did have as like a 21-year-old without any form of direction or life experience. So my 20s have basically been self-development, trying to figure out who I am and what I stand for. Which is why now, identity is something that I'm huge on. It wouldn't actually be the first time it's happened. I had a job before, I used to work at KFC, and my life was KFC, and I didn't think or do really anything else outside of that. Like, my entire life revolved around it. And there's nothing wrong with that. In the moment, I wanted to do well. It was a job. I wanted to be the best person I could be, but I feel like if you've ever ran on a treadmill, while you are working as hard as you can, you're not actually moving anywhere. And there's nothing wrong with actually working at KFC or anywhere. We all view things differently. We're all on different paths in life. It doesn't matter what your job is. If you enjoy it, that's fine. But for me, I knew I wanted more than running on a hamster wheel in a chicken shop. There is a danger in putting your entire life into one thing, because if that thing gets taken away, then who are you? Like, you don't know what you stand for outside of just that. As another example, my mum has been teaching 40 years. She's just retired, and teaching was her life up until this point. And once you stop teaching, who are you? As another example, if someone's been in a relationship for 10, 15 years, so like your high school sweetheart, you split up with them, and then how you navigate relationships, how you navigate yourself in this planet that we live on, you're not going to really know how to do that on your own. So there's going to be a lot of time that's needed for you to try and find who you are, what you stand for, and what your beliefs actually are, outside of what you've just been doing for the past however long. Which is why now I am a huge advocate of trying to find out what pillars make up your identity. So it's your passions, your hobbies, your job, your health, your relationships. In this video, I want to focus on passions/purpose. And for me, fitness is that. Since leaving KFC, the gym has been a big part of my life, and it's always been there alongside the job that I've been doing. It's a non-negotiable at this point, where pretty much every day I try and do something. So with the gym and fitness, that teaches you fundamentally, if you work hard at something, you will get better, which is good. I feel like it's created a neural pathway in my brain, which means now if you work hard at something, you will be successful, which is a good thing in itself, but it also creates this burning drive that you can't actually explain to people. You just see the things that you do as a non-negotiable to help you reach the goal that you're working towards. So for example, training every day, trying to film as much as I can, it all contributes to this thing that I want to do with fitness. It's all part of the process. And the negative side to that is that you might not spend as much time with the people that you used to do, doing the things that you used to do, which is alright, because sometimes separation is necessary for growth. But it's a case of understanding, is the separation that you've created here, is it isolation or is it solitude? And there's a very fine line between isolation and solitude, but it's up to you to distinguish which side of the path that you're on. As humans, we're mammals, and as mammals, we're here to reproduce and to build. Who we reproduce and build with is entirely up to us. The problem being is that we all experience life differently. It could be the speed that we fall in love, it could be who we fall in love with, and it could be even if we want to fall in love in the first place. From my experience, the group of friends that you spend time with, there is a chance that there will be one or two people that are usually left behind once everyone else has settled down, which, again, that's not a bad thing, that's just how it works. I left school with no grades. I barely scraped C's at GCSE. I just wanted to get out and work. Fundamentally, that is still the case, but I've also since then developed a burning passion to do something with fitness. What that is at this stage, I'm still not sure, but over the past few months, I'm throwing stuff at walls, seeing what sticks. You can't get lucky if you don't give yourself a big enough canvas for luck to happen. Around this burning passion to do something with fitness, I also work full time, and during working hours, I do everything I can to be the best employee that I feel like I can be. And going back to identity, there is a part of me that works, and there's a part of me that's got this burning passion to do something with fitness. So I will always have this element of work that takes up a section of my life, and I'm okay with that. But I will also emphasise and urge people to try and have a life outside of the job, because I know what it feels like to lose myself and to revolve my entire life around a job that feels like you're running on a hamster wheel. For me, I think that the underlying goal of what I want to do is I want to leave this earth having made an impact on people through fitness. Fundamentally, if you can nail how you operate in a gym and look after yourself in that regard, the skills that you'll learn from fitness can carry over into life outside of it. And because I work full time, obviously, that takes up another chunk of it. And I think as a byproduct of that, the relationships section of my identity has shrank in size. Now, speaking more on relationships, one thing that I have learned is that no one owes you anything. Whether that be a friend, whether that be a partner, whether that be a family, any loved one of some sort, any person that you interact with, no one owes you anything on this earth. So to me, I've learned not to expect anything from anyone. But the problem with that is that I also rarely ask anything of anyone. Whether that means, do you want to go out and share this experience doing this thing? And the problem with that is that because now I rarely ask anyone to do anything, if I don't ask anyone to do something, then I won't expect anyone to do anything in return. One thing that I have learned over the past few years is that people change, interests change, and you can't force anyone to do anything. Not everyone around you will want to do what you're doing. So for me personally, I've got this burning desire to do something with fitness, and to communicate that with people, I need to make content. The people that I've spent time with in the past don't have that same interest, which is perfectly fine. And I think as a result of that, it leaves you with the question, do we just pick up where we left off, or are we even mates in the first place if we're not spending time together? But that's where the beauty of social media comes into it, because I feel like I can make these sort of videos and it will resonate with the right people. So if you're watching this, thank you, and I appreciate you. I think it's very common nowadays for people my age, any young adult, you go to work, you go to the gym, you come home, when it's time to go to bed and rinse and repeat. For me, Saturdays are my admin day, where I can put a decent amount of time into this. Sundays is my check-in day with my clients, so Sunday mornings I'll get everything boxed off, and then that gives me a bit of time Sunday afternoon to try and spend time with people that I want to spend time with. So if you've made it this far, thank you. We're in this together. I think if there's anything that we can take away from this, it's to find peace in the solitude and understand that there will be periods of your life where you are in isolation, where you transition from your old interests to your new interests, and obviously as that transition happens, your friends won't be moving at the same pace as you, so eventually they might reach that stage. But going back to what I said earlier, we're all moving at different speeds, so we all experience life differently. We've all got different interests, we've all got different passions, we've all got a different job, which in turn creates the time that we have got as limited. All I will say is 18 to 28 is absolutely flown for me. So now I feel like I've only just started living in terms of I'm okay talking to a camera because life's too short. For me, the biggest hurdle of talking to a camera was trying to rationalise what other people might think, because it's like the fear of being judged. But I've learned to understand that we're all different. You're never going to be someone else. Just focus on expressing yourself, being yourself, doing what you enjoy doing, and you'll attract the right people. But you'll also drift from people that you once used to spend more time with. And that's okay. But just be aware of the difference between solitude and isolation. One is a conscious choice to work towards something more meaningful. The other one is losing connection altogether. And I think that's where I'm definitely at the minute. Like, I have chose to commit to this life of making content and trying to inspire people through fitness, which in turn has meant that I don't speak to people as much as I used to, which is isolation, but I chose to be here, so it's a tricky one, innit? I think the main thing to do is to just keep sight on the bigger picture and understand that everything will work out in your favour. In no way have I got the answers, but I feel if you want anything from this life of value, you have to invest time into that to enjoy the fruits of your labour. So for now, I am very much under the impression that I am okay in solitude because I'm going to keep chipping away at what I believe is the right thing to do. I'm going to keep building, keep putting myself out there, and the work that I do will resonate with the right people. I have just built myself a training plan to start working towards a sub-3 marathon towards the back end of this year. If you want to come along on this journey, then subscribe, follow me on Instagram, or do whatever you need to do to stay in touch. Set yourself some big ass goals and let's get to it.